A lady called her gynecologist and asked for an emergency appointment. The receptionist said to come straight in. She rushed to the office and was ushered directly into an examination room. The doctor came into the exam room and asked about her problem. She was very shy about her emergency problem and just asked the gynecologist to please examine her. So the doctor started to examine her. He stuck up his head after completing his examination. "I'm sorry, mister," he said, "but removing that vibrator is going to involve a very lengthy, delicate, and expensive surgical operation." The young woman sighed. "I'm not sure I could afford that. How much to just replace the batteries?" So, a Mr. and Miss were dining at a 5-star restaurant. When their food arrived, the Mr. said, "Our food has arrived, let's eat." However, his Miss gently reminded him, "Honey, don't forget to say your prayers before your meal, like you always do at home." But her Mr. replied, "That's at home, my dear. Here the chef knows how to cook." A woman is picked up by a famous sportsman in a bar. They like each other, and she goes back with him to his hotel room. He removes his shirt, revealing all his tattoos, and she sees that on his arm is one that reads Reebok. She thinks that's a bit odd and asks him about it. He says, "When I play live on TV, the cameras pick up the tattoo, and Reebok pays me for advertisement." A bit later, as he takes his pants off, she sees Puma tattooed on his leg. He gives the same explanation for the unusual tattoo. Finally, the underwear comes off, and she sees the word AIDS tattooed on his member. She jumps back with shock and says, "I'm not going to do it with a guy who has a disease," he replies. "It's cool, baby." In a minute, it's going to say Adidas's. A man doing market research for Vaseline knocked on a door. He was greeted by a young woman who had 3 small children running around at her feet. He says, "Afternoon, miss. I'm doing some research for Vaseline. Have you ever used the product?" She nods. "Yes. My husband and I use it all the time." The researcher then asks, "And if you don't mind me asking, what do you use it for?" "We use it for sex," she replies. The researcher was a little taken aback. He says, "Usually people lie to me and say that they use it on a child's bicycle chain or to help with a gate hinge. But, in fact, I know that most people do use it for sex. I admire you for your honesty. Since you've been frank so far, can you tell me exactly how you use it for sex?" "Absolutely," she replies. "We put it on the doorknob to keep the kids out.